Welcome everybody. My name is Jack Burke, Campus Director of the Porter and Chester Institute Waterbury Campus, and I'm going to be your tour guide today, so come on in. Here at the campus, safety is key. Student ID gets you through the door. Come on, let's go. Well, here we are, HVAC classroom. Come on in. Mr. Magoulas.
Hey.
This is Mr. Magoulas. He's the program coordinator of our HVAC program. Dan, what's going on over here?
Yeah, so these three students are working on refrigeration trainers right now.
Yeah.
These units you would find in supermarkets, convenience stores, anywhere that a product would need to be cooled or frozen.
You know, it kind of reminds me, you go to like this typical supermarket, you go down, you get a pint of ice cream or something. That's what's behind the wall.
Yes, yep.
Fascinating.
Yep.
Here we are in an industry modeled lab for heating and air conditioning. Up against the wall over here, we have some what we call trainer boards. This is where students learn how to diagnose a problem and get to the root of what is going on as far as the repair of that unit. You'll notice there's a lot of electrical wires, there's a lot of electrical here. Diagnostics, they're running on timers, thermostats, relays, controls. Again, it's diagnostics. Here we are in our second industry modeled lab for our heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration program. Over here you can see this is an oil burner. What happens here is the instructors come in and they bug the system. They do things that will require the student to come in and diagnose the problem and fix it. Whether it's an oil burner, a gas burner over here, and you can see up against the board, again, familiar trainers. Students get an opportunity for hands-on approach to diagnose the problem. This is our electrical lab. Come on with me. Wow, looks like there's something going on over here, Mr. Elvin. This is Mr. Elvin. He's one of our instructors here, and he's working with a student on a project here. I'm really looking forward to hearing what this is all about. Mr. Elvin?
Yeah, Jack, what we've got is we have one of our students, Keneal, and he's working with some control circuits. He's got off delays, on delays, and what this is leading into is motor controls. And up on the wall, we've got motor starters and such, PLCs, and that's some of the things that you'll find in that industrial motor control world. So Keneal's working with his building blocks, starting with the basic relays, and then he's going to go from there.
Wow, does that sound exciting? Boy, it looks like a lot of fun. How about the residential area? Do you have a residential area here?
Yeah, right over on the other side, we can go right over to the residential.
Wow, let's do it. Wow. Wow, looks like a house here, for heaven's sakes.
So we've got 2 stories here. As you can see, you got wood stud construction.
Yeah.
And this is where they would put up boxes, do the wiring of Romex wiring, and everything that you would see in the home. They learn basic switching to 3-way, 4-way switching, and putting up ceiling fans, and all those types of things an electrician that does residential work would be involved in.
Hi, we're in the automotive shop. Come on, let's take a walk. Here in the automotive department, we work on all types of parts of the car. It's called bumper to bumper. Engines, transmissions, electrical, brakes, performance engines. And we work on all types of cars and makes and models of cars. Looks like there's something going on down here. Let's take a look. Yep, I could tell just now by looking at that, that's a transmission. These students get very heavily involved in the make and the model, the specs of that particular transmission, and then they work hard at making the repair. They love it. Hi everybody, we're in the plumbing department now at Porter and Chester in our Waterbury campus. Come on in. Wow, looks like there's a lot happening here. Oh, here you are. Here's Mr. Roy. Mr. Roy is our program coordinator for the plumbing program. Mr. Roy, what's happening here?
Well, we're teaching plumbing and everything from installing toilets to commercial piping, mathematical equations. These students are working on gas piping, and they're threading it by hand. They're also using the threading machine. Over here we have some students working on a commercial hanger application for venting and roof drains. And up here in this wooden structure here, we simulate residential bathrooms. We have 3 bathrooms, a kitchen setup. We work on well tanks, water heaters, installation, replacement. And yeah, we're giving them a good opportunity here to get a good career in the plumbing field.
You know, it seems to me every time you look around, they're looking for plumbers. And boy, when you get one, you're lucky, and especially when you get a good one like all of you guys are going to be.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. It's like you can't find a plumber nowadays, let alone, an electrician or HVAC guy. And what we're doing here is giving these students an opportunity to be comfortable when they enter the field of plumbing with all the tools that they need to be successful plumbers.
Wow, sounds like a real ticket to success. Well, thanks for everything,
Okay,
and thank you, students. We're in a dental assisting lab. Come on. Hi, Miss Valenti. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, great.
Welcome.
Just great. Well, what's going on here?
We're just we just finished an amalgam procedure, and we're just getting ready to dismiss the patient.
Oh, I see.
We just gave her Faith just gave her post-op instructions, and now she's gonna let her go.
What are some of the other procedures that the students learn here in the dental assisting program?
Well, we're doing the chair side right now, which means we're just starting to learn the amalgam procedure. We're going to learn the composites procedure. They're learning how to manipulate the materials, and then we're going to be teaching them how to disinfect the treatment room after the patient's released. So lots of things going on in chair side.
Do you find also that dental assisting students, they really have to care about people? They have empathy, and heavens knows when you go to the dentist.
Number one thing that's needed is the patients look to the dental assistant. The dentist leaves the patient alone a lot of times while he goes to check on something else. So the assistant's with the patient, and the patient really develops a bond with that dental assistant. And we need, especially during things like anesthetic injections, they sometimes we still have to hold patients' hands.
A lot of trust there, huh? We're in the practical nursing program. How exciting is that? Come on, follow me. Wow, look at this. Doesn't that look like a real person? By the way, they all have names. I'm not sure I know them all, but they all have names. And what these students are doing right now is they're actually simulating a real medical procedure that they would actually do in the clinical facility. It's all about safety, and it's all about the patient. One of the most important things that practical nurses can learn when they come to school and in real life is empathy, caring about people. And that's what they exude every time that they get in contact with their patients. We're in the medical assistant department at Porter and Chester Institute, our Waterbury campus. And you can see our students are actively working on a procedure, and we're about to find out what's going on. Ms. Saunders, what's happening here?
Today we are actually practicing drawing blood on our mannequin arm. This student has been practicing for a while now. She has actually completed her cleaning of the skin. She applied her tourniquet perfectly. She has her needles in the order of draw. She has everything set up. And now you want to pull your needle back just a little bit. Do you have blood there, young lady? Okay, and it could be your angle is off just a little. Yeah, you're not high enough. So what you would like to do is tourniquet. So phlebotomists, we all make mistakes, and that's why we're here to practice. Okay, gauze, straight out, engage your safety, and needle down.
Wow, that is fantastic. Good job.
And
That's amazing.
And medical assistants.
Yes.
Even the most seasoned medical assistant will miss at times. It just depends on the patient's veins, how healthy they are. And this young lady here, she's actually a really good phlebotomist.
I would guess, I'm just guessing here, that it's really important too that all of our medical assistants have compassion and empathy and understand that most people don't like needles.
And you are correct, because it's a frightening experience. I don't care if you've had needles drawn 100 times.
Sure.
It always hurts. And the more skilled you are, the more patient, the more empathetic you are, the less fear your patients will have, and anxiety as well.
Oh, that's great.
Because you're more confident, so they have confidence in you.
Then they can feel. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Okay, let's go down and see what else is happening. All right. Exciting place here.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
wow. Okay. What is going on here?
Well, today, right now, we have Joshua and Teresa. They're practicing their vital skills. They're taking temperature, pulse, respirations, and blood pressures. Vitals is a vital skill for medical assistants, and that's why I push my vital skills daily.
Yep.
They practice at home, because every skill that you want to cultivate and you want to do the best at or perfect, because you can't perfect the skill, you got to practice.
Yeah.
And that's why we practice vitals every day here on campus.
Right. Again, I suspect that it's really important in Saunders to make a nice personal connection with every one of the patients. Everybody's life is busy. Oftentimes I've heard before, you come in out of traffic, maybe you're running a little bit late and they take your blood pressure and they tell you, take a couple of deep breaths and slow down. So again, you're engaging with the person. Is that very important?
You're building a rapport with your patients. So you have to build a rapport with your patients because then they're more calmer.
Yep.
And then you also have to know the characteristics of vitals.
Yeah.
You have to know that if a patient just hurried in, you can't take their blood pressure.
Sure.
You can't take their pulse. You have to see, if you see your patient in a waiting room drinking a cup of coffee, you can't take their temperature. These are also some things that are vitals that you have to understand as well. It's just not the skill itself, but you also have to know the logistics of how to take the skills accurately.
Oh boy, it sounds like a great combination. Good customer service, caring for the patient, and knowing what you're doing.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now we're in the computer network technology classroom. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Reardon. Mr. Reardon over here, he teaches the students about computers and networking and cybersecurity and all types of stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
How are you? My name is Mr. Reardon. I'm the CNT residential instructor here at Waterbury PCI or Porter-Chester. My students that are actually in this classroom right now, they're here learning server fundamentals, which is basically Active Directory, DNS, DHCP, building computers and putting it into a domain environment, which is what we normally use in our normal corporate environments. Some of the other students are learning operating systems such as Linux, Windows OS, Mac OS. We also do networking fundamentals where we actually teach you how to actually punch down patch panels.
I see.
Make network cables. We talk about all that technology. As he said, we also talk about cybersecurity. One of our goals is to teach security fundamentals to our networking students to see if they actually would like that field. Then they will proceed into something called coding.
Oh, I see.
Basically, they're going to design websites through our course, and they'll actually create their own website by the time they get final week of week 7.
Wow.
And then we learn some database management and how to manage databases and how to manage data that's inside it, making sure it's encrypted, so that way, therefore, no one can steal anybody's identity. We then go into computer infrastructure, which is the computers you see right here, which we teach you how to take them apart, put them together, take out certain pieces of equipment, like such as RAM or hard drive, and listen to the codes. So that way they can detect what's going to be in the real world.
I see.
So when they walk into the business, they hear a beep, 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 and they find that there's no RAM available, they know that the RAM may be missing.
Wow, I mean, wow, that's a lot. And of course, you have a lot of experience speaking to some of these students that you have in this program, and they're all really, really impressive. I mean, a lot of them have backgrounds, they love computers, they love information. I sometimes ponder, take a step back, and I think to myself, where are they going to be in 20 years? What will they be working with? I mean, technology is it's an explosion right now. And do you feel that a lot of these students are getting prepared to go out there and start in entry-level capacities at banking companies, insurance companies, hospitals, school systems, wherever computers are being used?
Yes, absolutely. I had some graduates already that graduated from here.
Yeah.
Some of them work at the public school systems.
That's right.
They work for companies that set up dental offices. Some have actually worked for POS systems that you actually see in restaurants.
Right.
So you get a variety of different jobs out of here.
Right.
You may go work for Xfinity,
Sure.
or Frontier,
Sure.
or my company where I graduated, retired from, AT&T.
Yeah.
So you have all those.
Yeah.
Hospitals hire. So we have a lot of good.
Yeah, I think the whole society in general, all of us really have a great respect for IT support and things like that, particularly over what we went through the last couple of years when individuals got familiar with Zoom, got familiar with being able to share files and attach files and things like that. But none of that happens unless you have an expert that can set up that system securely. You said it so importantly, Mr. Reardon, securely. So hey, thanks very much for sharing the excitement that goes on in this classroom. I always love coming in and seeing what's happening.
I know. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the tour, and we hope to see you soon. In the meantime, go to porterchester.edu and you can get some more information. Hope to see you soon.